Before starting the repair, make sure to attach the dust film tape on the digitizer to prevent injury during the repair. Make sure to cut the tape to fit the screen size. Otherwise, it is difficult to remove the digitizer from the device. Turn off the power of the device. If half of the touch does not work, use the gyro sensor to turn off the iPad. While it is turning off, check if there is any bent on the housing and bend it backwards to flatten it before starting the repair. On the iPad 6 digitizer, cables are located on the right-hand side. While removing the digitizer, be aware of home button cables and the digitizer cables. Use heat gun to melt the adhesive and do not blow the heat towards the LCD. This will cause discolor to the LCD. It is possible to use a suction cup, but it cannot be used in cases where it has broken down as much as in this situation. Make a few drops of alcohol on the thin metal and gently lift from the left-hand side. The reason why we are entering from the left-hand side is that we have to enter the digitizer cables at the last, which are located on the right-hand side. After making a gap, add alcohol on the soft card and gently insert it to make a larger gap. After making a larger gap, use the metal spooger to make a adhesive tape to attach it to the digitizer. This step makes it easier to remove the digitizer. While removing the bottom right part, make sure not to damage the home button cable. Before removing the adhesive tape on the right hand side, use the heat gun and gently lift the digitizer from left to right. Make sure the digitizer does not go over 100 degrees. It is possible to place the water bottle or the tape to hold the digitizer. Check the location of the screws that are holding the LCD. Using the cross-shaped driver, remove 4 screws. Make sure to utilize the magnetic mat to short out the screws without mixing them. Before lifting the LCD, make sure to remove the black colored glue which are attached to the LCD and the frame. Gently lift the LCD from top to bottom and make sure the LCD does not go over 90 degrees. Check the battery connector location and unscrew the screw using the cross-shaped driver. After removing the screw, using the pray stick, gently lift the battery connector. And insert the soft card to disconnect the battery connector. Press the power button to check if the battery has been disconnected. If the screen does not turn on, the battery is disconnected correctly. Gently lift the LCD and unscrew 3 screws using the cross-shaped driver. Using the pray stick, leverage the tool on the main board shield and gently lift the shield. Then, LCD cable will be disconnected at the same time. These are the digitizer cables and the home button cable. To disconnect the home button cable, remove the black tape first. And, using the flat end of the pray stick, gently twist the tool to unlock the flip locker. After unlocking, gently pull the cable, then the home button cable will be disconnected. Using the pray stick, gently disconnect the digitizer cables. Finally, we have removed the digitizer from the device. Add alcohol on the flat metal spooger to clean up the frame. Make sure to not damage any part while cleaning it. After using the flat metal spooger, use Q-tips to clean up the frame. Make sure to remove the glass pieces inside the device. Before installing the new digitizer, check the corner parts by placing the screen inside out on the frame. Remove the tape which is holding the cables to do the function check before assembling. Gently connect the digitizer cables and place the water bottle or the tape to hold the digitizer. And gently connect the LCD cable with the shield. Remove the soft card and screw in the screw to connect the battery connector. Place back in the LCD and the digitizer and press the power button to turn on the device. Check the 3D Force touch function, and turn off the power of the device. Lift the digitizer, LCD, and disconnect the battery by unscrewing the screw and insert the soft card. Gently disconnect the LCD cable and the digitizer cables. To attach the digitizer cables, remove the tape which is holding the cables and remove the double-sided tape films. Before attaching it, lift the digitizer films and gently attach the cables to the digitizer. Make sure do not fold the cables and do not attach the cables over the golden part. Before installing the home button, add alcohol to the Q-tips and clean the attached part. From the original digitizer, we are going to transfer the home button and the front camera holder. Make sure to use a heat gun from the outside to melt the adhesive. To remove the home button, make a few drops of alcohol on the metal spooger and gently lift the home button holders. This part is quite fragile, so use alcohol on the metal spooger and keep the two parallel to lift the cable from the home button holder. After lifting the cable, remove the home button holder. Gently lift the home button using the alcohol and the metal spooger. And lift the metal cover part of the cable. This part is quite fragile, so use enough alcohol on the metal spooger and keep the two parallel to lift the home button cable. Use more alcohol if it is needed. Use alcohol on the metal spooger and remove the front camera holder. Before installing the new double-sided tape, remove the adhesive tape. And clean up using the alcohol and Q-tips. Then attach the double-sided tape and cut it in the same shape. On the new digitizer, remove the home button cover using alcohol and the metal spooger. Gently install the home button to the digitizer. The black dot on the backside of the home button and the metal dot on the home button holder gives you the clicky feel. Gently remove the films from the double-sided tape. Make sure the golden part of the cable goes on top of the holder and gently install the holder. Make sure the dot on the holder and the dot on the home button matches. After attaching the home button holder, gently apply B7000 glue surrounding the holder to finalize the attachment. Place the home button cable and install the Kapton tape on top of the cable. From the iPad Air 1, remove the double-sided tape film and gently lift the digitizer film and attach the home button cable. When you come across the home button without the black dot, find the black dot from the other parts like iPad Air 1 beneath the digitizer or the iPhone home button. Gently cut it in the same shape using the cutter and gently remove the black dot with the Kapton tape. Gently install the black dot with the Kapton tape to the home button. Before assembling, tighten and 4 screws on the bottom frame. If the screws are released, the digitizer may crack during the assembly. There are different sizes of double-sided tape. Use the appropriate size tape to attach it to the bottom frame. Make sure to cut the end of the double-sided tape in the same shape as the frame. On the left-hand side frame, attach the 2mm double-sided tape. On the right-hand side frame, attach the 1mm double-sided tape. Before attaching the tape on the upper side frame, install the front camera holder to the device. And install the double-sided tape to the upper frame, the same concept as the other frames. To assemble the digitizer to the device, install the home button first to the device. Using the tweezer, gently insert the home button cable connector to the mainboard connector. After installing the cable, make sure to lock the flip locker. Gently connect the digitizer cables to the main board using your finger and attach the black tape on the home button connector. After connecting the cables from the digitizer, gently connect the LCD cable connector with the shield. Screw in 3 screws using the cross-shaped driver. Before closing the LCD, we must not forget to attach the Happy to Warranty shield on the shield. Remove the soft card and screw in the screw to connect the battery to the device. Gently close the LCD and screw in 4 screws using the cross-shaped driver surrounding the LCD. Use the air blower to remove the dust and a piece of glass on the LCD. And use cotton wipes without using alcohol to clean the LCD. It is also possible to use tape to remove the dust. If you really need to use alcohol to clean the LCD, add alcohol on the Q-tips and evaporate it on the back of your hands and clean it. After that, turn it to the dry part of the Q-tips and clean it. To finalize cleaning, use cotton wipes. The best way to clean the LCD is blow your breath into the LCD and clean it with the cotton wipes. After cleaning the LCD, remove the double-sided tape films on the bottom, left-hand side, and the upper side of the device, and gently remove the digitizer films. There are 2 methods to assemble the digitizer to the device. Method 1 is by closing from left to right. Attach only the left side of the digitizer to the end of the frame. To install the right side, check the digitizer and the home button cable and remove the double-sided tape film. Gently close the digitizer and make sure not to fold the digitizer cables while closing it. It is possible to use the pray stick to push in the cables. Method 2 is by closing from the right to left. Gently close the digitizer from the right side and make sure the cables does not get folded while closing it. Finally, press the power button and the repair is completed. Thank you for your attention.